What's good, y'all? It's your boy D-Thing Tourism from the Sofa Podcast.
It's your boy Chris, always bring you the calm vibes, man, you know.
And it's your girl Elazam, bringing you nothing but the real.
All right, how we feeling today, everybody?
It's a nice hot day, so it's time to come outside.
It's pretty chill.
I'm enjoying today's weather, son. I think I overdressed a little bit though.
I ain't gonna lie, I woke up this morning, man. I feel good. It's always good to feel good about the blessings that you receive waking up, talking to God especially. But I woke up this morning, stuffy nose, this weather be changing. You don't know how to be prepared to go outside. Like, it might feel good one day, and the next day it might feel like I gotta put this on. Like,
it's that spring weather, bro.
It is. Yeah. But other than that, I'm blessed. I feel good.
You're all blessed to be here today, son.
Yeah. That's
it's
a fact.
New day, new beginnings. We about to kick off the week good.
Honestly, man, let's get into these topics.
Okay, so today we are going to be getting into, is having multiple sex partners a flex or not?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna just get right into it. Having multiple sex partners is not a flex. Yeah. And I only say that because coming from somebody who's dealt with multiple partners and having multiple partners, bro, and it brings I feel like a part of you is just trying to fill like some kind of void. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a void that you can't fill yourself. Unless you have a partner that, you know what I mean? Like, y'all had that kind of communication.
An open relationship.
Or something that involves y'all dealing with multiple partners. Mm-hmm. If y'all have that kind of relationship, by all means, do y'all.
Yeah.
But
you might as well be a swinger for a lot.
Might as well, right? But if it comes down to you and the person, if it comes down to you and the person that you dealing with and trying to take serious, nah, it's definitely not a flex, bro, at all.
I don't think it's a flex either. Appreciate because dealing with multiple partners can get you diseases. And not even that, the ratings is up. Atlanta is number 1 and New York is number 2. Okay, it's either you're going to be upfront to whoever you're dealing with, whether you're talking to multiple girls or multiple guys, or you just use protection because it's not cool.
Yeah. And the day you just gotta be honest about it though.
You do.
Respectfully.
Honestly, you really do though. Because people out here nowadays, they'll sleep with multiple sex partners, don't have no protection on, and come back and just give you anything. You know, because a lot of people, like we talked about before, a lot of people don't sit here and go get checked up on at all. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you could sit here, I just finished doing this with this person. They feel like, I got to feel like that man. I'm going to go sit here and go deal with the next woman. You know, their little side piece or whatever the situation may be. But it's not a flex, though. When you was younger, people might consider it as a flex because you're young. You having fun. You don't care about a lot of stuff. And when you get older, though, your mindset changes, though. The maturity, everything, the way you move, it's a different way you want to think about mad shit. Like, I ain't about to sit here and just deal with mad people. Because like I said, we talked about it. Everybody got something going on. You never know if a person is safe, like, they health-wise.
Yeah. And at least if you are being honest, you give the other party or other people that you are dealing with the opportunity to say, okay, I'm going to fuck with you or not. But just don't be out here doing whatever because, like we all said, somebody got something. Yeah. And whether you think, okay, shorty look good, she don't got nothing, that don't mean nothing. Yeah. Ask. Speak up because it's all good when you want to lay down with somebody, and it's all good too when you could speak up and be like, yo, let me see my mind chart or let me see some papers. I'd rather respect that than a nigga just out here doing whatever and then bringing you something.
But there's people out here that's just doing whatever though. Yeah. They don't care about their health.
They don't care about their own health.
They don't care about their health. They not getting checked on a regular. They don't care about that shit. They rather worry about getting some ass and doing what they want to do. But everybody different.
Yeah.
It's mad people in this world.
But we grown at the end of the day.
We grown, go get yourself checked.
If you could lay down, go get checked. And at least ask them their last 6 months, about their last 6 months or 3 months or whoever they've been with. Start making that a daily routine where you don't feel as uncomfortable with asking people that. Ask people about when the last time they had sex with this. It don't matter, individual. When the last time you had sex with this person or that person. Just be out there and just ask them. Like, don't sit here and be afraid to ask people because at the end of the day, your health matters. And if you know the person, just approach them in a certain way so they won't get offended.
Yeah, everybody grown.
Yeah.
Everybody grown.
I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Respectfully speaking, like I've never had that question.
Me either.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Throughout my
days. Asked the girl?
It's so for me, like I've just never like I always got checked out. You know what I'm saying? Like I always got tested. It just never
came to mind to ask.
It just never came to mind to ask the girl, like, yo, have you gotten tested, or when was the last time your last partner was like?
Yeah, I might have asked like when the last time you had intimacy or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when the last time you did something with somebody. But as far as asking them, like, yo, let me see your mind chart, or you know, it never came to mind to ask to be like. Nah, I'm asking that because I feel like in a way you don't know how to really ask that. Like,
I'm sorry.
It's not to feel like not to sound uneducated about asking that
and it's
question.
Not to be disrespectful.
It's not to be disrespectful either. But it's a way how you go about it. Like I said, we all say our health is important, right? Mm-hmm. But it's just the fact that it's just the way of you saying, yo, going to a person and be like, yo, let me see your mind chart, and it's not disrespectful. It's just that you don't want to. It's just weird to ask that question. You know, you don't want to offend somebody. But you asking for a respect thing, but you don't want to make them feel offended.
Yeah, because some people might take that shit and they be like, "Oh, why are you asking me for my mind chart? You don't trust me?"
Yeah,
but that's another thing too that comes with like, especially being intimate with somebody, that comes with a lot of trust. So it's kind of like if you ask somebody for if you ask a female for their mind chart or whatever, they might look at you and be like I said, yo, you don't trust me or nothing. But it's just like, it's not that I don't trust you. It's just like, depending on how long you've been talking to this person and how long you've been dealing with this person, it's kind of just like, if we haven't gotten to that part yet, and that's what you want to ask, and that's how you want to go about, you know, dealing with the whole intimacy thing. I mean, I feel like you should just be honest and, you know, show your shit or just, I think you said something like that. Take a fucking date to the clinic or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, go to the clinic and go, both of y'all go get tested.
For me, if you don't know how to ask it, then maybe you shouldn't be having sex. Maybe you should be having intercourse.
I wouldn't say that, though.
But, okay, just let me talk.
Yeah, go ahead, cook up.
I'm very honest, and I feel like we grown. This is something that you want to do, and maybe we at that point, I want to do that too. So, okay, if I can't ask... Okay, we can say it just like this. Let's our first or second date. Let's go to the doctor because I know I'm clean.
Let's be honest here.
And I'm upfront.
How many people? Let's be honest here, right?
I'm an upfront.
How many people you think is really gonna sit here and be like, yo, let's take a trip to the clinic together?
None.
Wait a minute.
None.
Us as men, we don't even think about doing that shit first.
Let's be honest here, though.
Let's be honest, right? Nope. Half of these people that's walking around with diseases is not even asking at all because they think that you look good.
We're not saying they're not walking around with diseases, though. But you personally gonna sit here and ask a person, like, if it's a second date, oh, let's go take a trip to the clinic. Go get checked out.
Not a second date, but eventually I'm gonna bring it up because...
Eventually. But you really think you gonna sit there and do that, though?
Yeah, because I'm that honest.
I respect that.
I'm honest and I'm upfront. Is what you see is what you get, and I don't really know what else to say. I'd rather know than question, and now I'm questioning, and I moved on to somebody else because we didn't work out. And it's a possibility I may or may not have something when I could have just asked you, let me send some papers, let me see my mind chart. We could have had a whole conversation, so you know, okay, our trust is there. Like we building something, and there's no disrespect.
What you say is honestly nothing wrong with what you're saying. Actually, I do respect that. It's just we got to think about it. Like it is reality of what you're saying too, but a lot of people not doing that though.
Well, it's just get with it.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Get with it. Yeah. Especially the men. I
can't say all men because most men do get checked out and most men don't get checked out. So it's.
I feel like
we all talk about it's a balance between
I feel like women take it more. I feel like women take it.
Women take that part of intimacy. They take it a lot more serious.
A lot more serious.
And with men, they just like boom, boom, bam. They getting in, getting out, and now you got something. Just because you
like
thought shorty was cute.
Like I was saying, I think it was first episode. Like, well, let me speak on this generation because this generation is, you know,
it's a bit different.
It's really a bit different because the way we grew up is like. Our parents always taught us like, yo, when they come, they always taught us the birds and the bees and shit. Yep. Always use protection and always make sure you're clean. Always make sure she's clean.
Yeah, definitely.
But I want to say this. This message goes out to the younger generation. When it comes to dealing with the woman, and especially if you're thinking about taking this woman long term, or even if you're not thinking about taking her long term, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, both of y'all health matters. So if you carrying something that you don't know about. And you passing it, and you can possibly give it to the next person.
But still, you gave it to her.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
The crazy thing is, right? I've witnessed this before, right? I knew a guy, right? He knew he had something, and he was still having sex with multiple women. I felt like that was crazy. Like, for you to have something and you giving it to these multiple women and not expressing what you have, it's crazy, though. You know, it's really crazy.
I will say this, right? you see how you said the guy knowingly knew.
He knowingly knew that he had
and
something.
some people feel like, okay, I know I have something, but being that you ain't asked me or you ain't asked the proper questions, then I'm not even gonna say nothing.
But it's just
people
so
are messed up,
ridiculous
so
to
I
me.
feel like you gotta ask. At least you asked.
That's a fucked up
At least
thing
you
to do.
asked.
That's really crazy
It
though.
is.
It's because it's like, bro,
It's the fact that knowing
that you
like
know, like you know
you
that you
just-
got something. Like
I heard a story. So a couple years ago, I had a friend, and he didn't have it. He didn't have any.
But he caught it.
He caught it. Dealing with, again, one of these females, and I'm not I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not always all men. Sometimes women, they also, I feel like they also sometimes get scared at having that conversation because it's just like, damn, I don't want him to look at me a certain
I feel
kind
like
of
certain
it
way.
just depends
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
person.
yeah.
So
I feel like it's not
In
even
a-
a gender thing. It just depends on
On
you
the
and that
person,
person.
yeah,
Yeah.
in a way,
and how you know
that's
how to approach them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he was dealing with this one girl, whatever, and like I said, like I knew this kid to be very clean, very well kept. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was upstanding gentleman. Let me say that. But he was dealing with this girl. I think he was dealing with her for like a couple years or whatever, but they wasn't official.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
They was just having fun.
Yeah, they was just having fun, fucking around or whatever. So, but I was telling him, I'm like, yo, like, you know, when she come around, the guys and everything, like, she I don't know, something seems kind of off. She just, you know, her mood be different around the guys. You know what I'm saying? Her energy.
that's how most because a lot of women is like that. They don't care for your male friends. They just care for you.
Yeah.
They don't
That's how
care to
it's
be.
supposed to be.
That's supposed
That's
to be
how
like
it's
that.
supposed to
I
be, yeah.
love a woman
If your
that sit
girl is
here.
not
I don't care for your
friendly,
friends.
then yeah.
You know that shows a sign of respect. I don't care for your friends. I'm here for you. I ain't here for these niggas.
And that's one of the things I liked about her for him.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that she came around the guys, and she was also like
And you can come around and have good energy.
Yeah.
Right? Don't make
But
it feel
being
awkward.
friendly
The
is
friendly
not.
shit out the window. But you can
Yeah.
come around and have a good energy. Hey guys, what's up?
She
Whatever.
was very cordial with us. Like she always said hi. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
She always said
respectable.
hi.
That's
But
respectable.
yeah,
But
that's just you showing respect.
being friendly, nah. I don't want no female that's gonna be too friendly to my male friends. It's
Yeah.
not a insecurity thing or not
It's just
my
like
my friends might be able to take her. It's not that type of level. I just want my woman to feel like these are my bros, right? These are my people.
It's
I
about
don't
having
need you.
respect
That's
for
like me coming
yourself
around.
and your
Yeah, that's
relationship.
like me coming around, going around your female friends, and I'm too comfortable with them and too friendly with them. It's like, nah, I'm not doing
chill
that.
back.
So-
like,
Nah, I'm not doing
yeah.
real quick before I finish off this quick story. So I seen a video on Instagram, probably like I don't know, probably a couple months ago.
Yeah.
But it was a female talking. So she basically said, and I'm gonna keep it short. She basically said like, "Yo, if I'm going out with my mans to the club and all his boys are coming, I'm not speaking unless I'm spoken to. And the only reason I'm speaking is because I'm respectful. But don't expect me to be in a club with y'all and popping bottles with y'all and be all giddy and ha ha ha. It's not
Because
like that.
those
I'm
are
not here
not
for
her
y'all.
friends,
I'm here for my
yeah.
man.
I'm here for my man. My
Yeah.
man is here, so I'm
That's a
here for
fact.
him. I'm not here for y'all.
And
That's a
that's
fact.
I'm happy you bring that up because that's about your partner having respect for you and their self. Knowing what y'all have and knowing not to cross certain boundaries. Because sometimes when you friendly as a woman or a male, you friendly, the friends could probably think something else and something else could probably, trigger from that. So yeah.
I just want to say this though. Another thing. There's a difference between friendly and overly friendly. You can be friendly,
You can
meaning
be
like
cool, but you can be friendly.
You can be cordial. You can be
Yeah.
respectful.
Yeah.
If somebody says hi to you or hello,
Yeah.
hello, how you doing?
That's a
you know what I'm
fact.
saying?
But
Be
wrap
respectful.
that up.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But yeah, after that you should wrap it up. But if you over here, you know what I'm saying? Oh, what's good, bro? Or what's good, twin? And
Yeah, nah.
How the
man,
fuck-
This
how is
ain't
that
your
your bro?
This ain't your twin. You ain't know him before.
chill the fuck out, bro.
Yeah,
That's not
go
your
over there
people's
with
like
that.
that. And it'd be crazy when women try to do that shit with your own friends.
With your own,
How you
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
call my bro your bro? Just because
Yeah.
he's my bro don't mean he's your
He's
bro.
not your bro.
That's not
it's
the
two
same.
different lanes.
But-
Your lane is with me. That's my lane with them.
Mm-hmm.
Stay over there. We're not gonna sit here and have you transition into my lane with my friends.
That's facts.
These are my friends for me. You got your female friends. I'm not gonna sit here and call your female friends my sis. I don't even know what to be calling.
Just be like, yo, what's
You know,
good?
people get it too misconstrued when they sit here and use the terminology of bro and sis when they get involved with somebody. No, these are not your bros. These are not your sis. You didn't know these
Nope.
people before getting in this relationship with me.
Right now,
No.
right now, and for the rest of the time, they acquaintances.
Yeah, these acquaintances. Because at the end of
That's
the day,
it.
when you do something to me, these ain't gonna be your bros no more.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be they bro. Those ain't gonna be my sis no more. Like
They gonna look
I
at
do
you
something
funny
to you.
style.
Yeah, I do something to you. They
The
not gonna sit here.
relationship is over. Y'all
That's
not
a
even gonna
fact.
be communicating.
That's a
anymore.
fact. They gonna look at me a totally different way.
Yeah.
If I sit here and step out on you, disrespect you, it don't matter what it is. If I sit here and all around disrespect you, they're looking at me differently. If you sit here and disrespect me, they gonna look at you different. Now it comes into effect it's a different type of way now that they're looking at you from the outside.
That's a fact.
But this just goes back into your partner having respect for you and themselves and your relationship.
Yeah, but definitely dealing with multiple people is definitely at this big age that we are now as adults. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a flex.
It's not a flex. Your mindset got to be different. I know a lot of people that went celibate, and they feel like that was the best choice they made, going celibate.
You got a clear mind. You know where
you're
going.
Yeah.
And the world is yours. You just got to go get it. But dealing with multiple partners, what is that really getting you?
It ain't really it's just
you got a chip on your
just trying to fill
shoulder,
a void, bro.
You're just trying to fill a void because a lot of people can't be alone. So they just feel like they always got to have somebody to be right there. So it's like, I don't know.
That honestly goes back to what you were saying. I think it was episode 2. People need therapy, not relationships.
Not relationships, yeah.
Because it's like, bro, like we were saying, I think it was first or second episode, we was talking about like traumas and shit, past traumas. When you go through certain shit and you see certain shit, it's kind of like sometimes you feel like you're trying to...
You look at life and you look at things and people differently. Your
Every
path is
but
different.
it's kind of just like you're trying to fix something that can't be fixed with that,
Yeah.
bro. Like
Yeah,
you
that's
need,
true.
like sometimes you do need somebody to talk to, and not even saying it like that in no kind of disrespectful way, because I fuck with all the niggas that I still fuck with, all my boys. They're the only ones who know somewhat of what I be going through. I don't give all my information because I don't like burdening people with my shit no more.
Yeah.
And I did that for a long time. If the niggas that I was burdening with my shit, them niggas didn't care, bro. The niggas who's still in my circle now, when I tell them like what's up, or when they going through something, and I tell them like, yo, bro, call me. You know what I'm saying? Those are my close friends. Those are my niggas right there. Those are my brothers. But like, I don't like burdening shit. Burdening people with my shit no more.
Yeah.
So
and then it kind of goes into sometimes too. It's like we all said, you need somebody to talk to for a fact, and sometimes you just probably need a venting. Like you just need a vent. But you always go back to God, and you always got to stick with this. Sometimes I could talk to you and we have a good session on talking, but at the end of the day, you can't fix my problem.
nope.
I'm the only person that's going through it, and I'm the only person that got to get through it.
Yeah, so even with somebody like we all talked about right now, like dealing with the multiple sex partners and shit, catching something and catching a disease is trauma.
Yeah.
Because nobody want to sit here and be like, damn, I might got this for the rest of my life. Oh, damn, I caught this. I could get rid of it, but I caught it. Like, damn, like that makes you change your whole perception of mad different things. Like, yo, I'm not dealing with multiple people anymore. It shouldn't even have to take you catching something for you to feel like, yo, to realize like, damn, I'm dealing with multiple people.
But for some people, bro, like that's how people learn their lesson. That's how they learn their lesson.
Yeah.
And then after that, like say you dealing with multiple partners, God forbid you catch something, right? After you done dealing with them people, you're gonna look at the next person and be like, yo, you're gonna start thinking twice about dealing with the next person, because it's like, bro, I don't know what you have.
I don't know what you have, but I know I caught something, but I don't also want to be the one to give you something.
That's
you know,
so it's right? Like I don't want to be the one to give you.
It's like this too. Now that you do have something, now you're cautious of everything, and now it's like you have to. If you do tell this person, you have to explain, and they're gonna look at you in a certain type of way. Like maybe you was dealing with certain type of people. Maybe you was dealing with a bunch of people, and that don't even have to be the case.
Sometimes you don't even have to deal with a bunch of people in order for you to catch something.
Yeah.
It could be that one exact person. Yeah. Maybe he probably could have had something before dealing with you, or he could have had something while dealing with you. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have been honestly right before he got with you had something, or he could have went out and did something behind your back and then brought back something to you. So you don't have to necessarily have multiple people for you in order for you to catch something. It only takes one person to give you something.
It only takes one person. But being that you was being real and being upfront with this person, you don't have to deal with it. Yeah. But if you not and you come across somebody that do have a disease now, for the rest of your life, you have to tell people and explain to people what's going on. People,
please go get yourself checked. It's not a crime to get yourself checked.
It's not.
Go get yourself checked.
Health is wealth.
Health is wealth.
I do definitely think that like I was talking about this generation, this younger generation especially, we need to start teaching them that like if you dealing with somebody and say this is like a long, like you've been dealing with this person for a while, but then yes, you know what I'm saying, part ways or whatever. After you stop dealing with that person, you should definitely go get checked.
Oh yeah,
that should definitely be like a thing to teach the younger generation.
And let's just go to say this, right? Even after you deal with that person, right? Go get checked, like you said, right? But even if y'all do come back together, still go get checked.
Yeah,
because you never know what that person was dealing with, or who they was dealing with on the break. You know, between y'all two. So always go get yourself checked, man. Always go get yourself checked. There's nothing wrong with that. People make it seem like it's a crime to go get yourself checked. You know, I think some people, let's use it as a terminology. I think some people are scared to get checked because they never know what they don't want to hear the fact that I got something, you know?
I've heard people say that shit like, yo, bro, I'm scared to go get checked because I don't know. Listen, but it's just like, bro, like,
man, listen, it's better
you cutting your lifespan short because it's like, God forbid you don't get checked. And
that's
then,
a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit can hit anywhere. Yeah. Anytime, any place, you could just pass out and you don't know what it's from. It's like, bro,
it's better safe than sorry and better late than never.
And at least you know.
At least you know.
You got that clarity.
And you got that clarity. Yo, man, I forgot. I'm gonna tell you this story one time. So I dealt with in high school, right? I was dealing with this female. She was on the basketball team and everything, right? So remember how I talked about me in high school? I was running through shit, you know, but I always got myself checked because I can't have the feeling of like, oh man, what if I do got something, right? But long story short, I was dealing with this girl. She was on the basketball team, was in high school, whatever. She made up a lie, right? And said I gave her chlamydia.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. She made up a lie and said I gave her chlamydia, right? And I knew it wasn't true because I had just recently got checked, right? But the reason of her telling that story is because she wanted me and I didn't want to deal with her on a serious level.
Yeah.
So she felt like, oh, if you're not going to deal with me serious, you know, in high school, people's mindset is different.
Yeah.
We
young, bro. We stupid.
Yeah.
Young, dumb, full of cum.
So generation of time when I was in high school, whatever, she felt it was okay for her to say, oh, I gave her chlamydia, right? The first thing she was going to do, this is how toxic this girl was, right? She was going to sit here, and it's not a story I can't not tell, but the first thing she was going to do, she's around a group of her friends, she was going to tell friends that I raped her, all because I didn't want to deal with her.
Nah, bro,
right?
that's wild.
So she felt like if I can't have you, nobody else can have you, type shit. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, we just doing what we doing, having fun. You know, but she was going to tell her that, say I did that to her. Two of her friends was like, no, that's wrong. Don't do that. And I'm so thankful for them for telling her, because God forbid anything could have happened around that time.
Bro,
you know?
honestly, you could have went to jail for that shit.
Yo, because come on now. Right?
And I will say this. I'm sorry to cut into what you about to say. Please don't ever, whether you're a man or woman, please do not lie on nobody about rape. Rape is very serious.
That shit is real serious.
Rape is very serious, and it be half of the people that have gotten raped that don't talk because they can't talk because they have went through something that is traumatizing. Yeah. And you got people that's lying out here.
So so that's what she was doing, lying. So her two friends, right? To go back to the story, her two friends was like, nah, don't do that. That's like, what you getting out of that? Type shit, you know what I'm saying? One of her friends came and told me that's what she was going to do, say that about me. So then she ended up making up a story and saying I gave her chlamydia. So my heart dropped. But like I said, I knew already I got checked, right? So my instinct was to go get checked again, right? I got checked again. Test results at that time, they come back in like 2 weeks or whatever. I think it was like a week or two, something like that. I think it was. Came back, my test was good. I had the paper, everything. Showed her. To this day, I never got an apology, right? Never got an apology. You gonna sit here and lie on me and say I gave you chlamydia because
that's crazy.
Like, come on, son. But it just the fact that if somebody's saying that you gave them something, all right, let me go check because you never know.
If they show you proof if they show you proof of the lie that you told the lie, bro, off rip, apology.
I didn't get that from her. Why? Because she still felt like if I wasn't dealing with her, I don't give a fuck about I don't give a fuck about telling you sorry or nothing.
It's one thing.
That's crazy.
It's one thing if you thought somebody gave you something, so you saying it. But it's another thing you just flat out lying.
Flat out lying and say I gave her chlamydia.
So she should have apologized to you because that's messed up. She did
though. So I'm thinking like, all right, let me go get myself checked. My heart dropped at one point. I'm in high school. I'm a guy I'm young, running through shit.
You still don't really know about that shit. Like even though we learned, I'm sorry to cut you off, but like even though we learned about it in school, like we learned about all these diseases that you can catch from unprotected sex.
Yeah.
It's still like when you hear those words being talked about you,
it makes you feel like damn.
It's like bro, like wait,
shit is serious.
It's real serious. So I'm like, yo, she really said, hey, lied to me, so I gave her chlamydia and shit like that. I'm like, yo, the distances that people would go to because you don't want to fuck with something, just to have something against you, or just because you don't want to deal with that person no more. They just do all types of rigorous shit.
She wanted control over you, bro. Honestly,
that's exactly what she wanted. So she felt like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to have sex with him no more. I can't have this nigga no more. And it's like, come on, son. But, you know, like I said, I got checked out. Because I wasn't afraid to get checked out, but I was afraid of having it.
Yeah.
You know, so I went and got checked out. God forbid. You know, God is good. I ain't have anything. And I have my proof right here. I don't got anything.
Yeah,
so,
show it.
but yeah, but
at the
that's
end
just
of
going
the
to show you,
day,
like,
at the end of the day, God is always good. Make sure y'all go get checked.
Yes,
and make
sir.
sure y'all talk up and ask
Use
questions.
protection.
Yeah, use
Younger
protection.
Yes.
generation, bro. Listen, one thing about this generation that's really killing me, son, is that all these babies is having babies, bro.
And just because something look good don't mean that it is.
Like, bro, young kids having kids, and then you don't even stay with your baby father because you
That's
feel
a
like your
fact.
baby father a bum, and it's just like, yo, bro, like, but you decided to do that.
Yeah.
You decided to have your kid with this person, knowing who and what kind of person this was.
I mean,
and you still decided to.
I don't know, because sometimes, like we said, sometimes people change over time. It could be this one person that you probably didn't want to have a child with, and maybe they was saying the right things and doing the right things, showing you actions, but eventually, as time went on, they changed and they are a bum now.
Of course.
Maybe they even have a bum mentality. So
Yeah.
But still, it's kind of just like why are you having kids so young, bro? You have your life ahead of you.
I wouldn't say.
I don't think-
I could contest to that too.
Yeah,
man.
because-
it's never no age limit to have
Yeah.
kids. You can have kids at any age.
since the
limit,
beginning of time,
you
people
know,
been having
but
kids young. So
People have kids young. Our moms probably done had us at a young age.
Yeah.
You know.
But they still gotta
things
exhibit they
happen.
did, yeah.
Things do happen though. But I do want to teach my kids to let them know.
Live
It's
life.
like I said. We all say it's like the right time. You never know the time where you're gonna.
Yeah, you never know the right time.
You never know the right time. But I want to be able to teach my kids to let them know that you got time to develop. You got time to be financially ready for having a kid. And
But that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, so I have my son 20 going on 21, and even then, like when I think, because I still think about it to this day. Like I feel like sometimes I do feel like I should have waited a little bit longer, but I'm always blessed to have my son.
Yeah. But sometimes, not to cut you off, right? Those kids that we have, the kids that we do have, right? They're blessings. And those kids transform us into being a different person. So your son, I'm quite sure, made you into a man. You probably felt like you was already that man, but it's certain things that you look at different.
Okay,
And then we
I
ended
like
out
that.
just like that.
Yeah, I like that.
You feel me? So, but yeah, after having your kids, you look at things differently, man. You really do look at things differently. You just start moving differently. You just act different. Everything is just different after you have a kid. Everything is just different. You can still have fun, but it's just different though.
So obviously everybody's situation is a little bit different.
Yeah.
So like I said, I think it was first episode. I had my son January 16th. I lost my grandmother 10 days later. So him being born, it was a blessing. And then obviously what happened later turned into me going through my I'm not gonna say it was the time of my life, but it was it was a very fucked up time. But my son, I always, you know what I'm saying, I keep him in my head every day. I think about him every day. He's the reason I keep going.
Yeah.
Because there's been times, obviously, throughout my journey, like, and this is another thing we have to teach the younger generation as well. I definitely had a lot of thoughts of like, hanging it up, bro. Because, at some point shit got very, very hard for me. So those thoughts did cross my mind, but the fact that I had my son was the only thing that really
That kept you going.
He's honestly the reason why I'm here today, bro. Because if it wasn't for him, bro,
yeah. And I'm honestly proud of you for keep going and realizing that. Listen, I can't give up now. I do got somebody.
I can't, bro.
I can't. It's not about you just giving up. You can't just leave your baby in this world. Feel like, dang, I ain't got no father.
I didn't have my father. Like I told you, bro. I didn't have my father, so I don't want that for him.
I'm definitely gonna teach. I'm definitely gonna teach my son and my daughter that when they do get older, I'm gonna have those conversations with them to use protection.
We gotta teach them the real world, bro. We gotta teach them what it is, like actually, because obviously when we was younger, our parents, they tried their hardest to make it seem like, what I'm saying, like everything's fucking amazing to us. You know what I'm saying? And I salute parents for that.
Yeah.
I salute them for trying. But I feel like sometimes us as parents, we're not realistic enough. We're not teaching our kids the real world. Like this is how it actually works.
Yeah.
Because when we grew up, we finally understood what the fuck was going on. It's kind of just like, yo, bro, this is nothing. What we was fucking.
I feel like life is just be living itself. Because it's no matter how many generations it is, it's just life.
It's always some fucked up shit, bro.
It's no matter what. It's just life is just gonna keep going and keep going.
And we just gotta be honest about it.
Yeah, but I do want us to say this, that I want all of us to teach our kids to the right way. Sometimes I feel like when people say you never know what's the right way. Because when the kids get older, they start doing things they want to do. But you can mold them in to learning a lot of stuff.
But what I can say is this: if you don't have no kids now, live life to your fullest, and like we said before too, use protection. But if you do have a child, that child was supposed to come. That child was supposed to be here. You know, we want to be established in life for when we do have kids, so we could give them everything. We could give them the
definitely
world.
Gonna teach my kids that
And,
try to be to being established in this generation, that because our kids' generation is gonna be totally different. If we see the shit that's going on right now with the robots and all this shit, we don't even know what's gonna happen in their time when they get older and shit like that. Because they already created robots and shit to do shit for us. We got cars that's driving us. Yeah. Like on some robot shit. Yeah, these movies is teaching us. If people gotta understand, these movies is teaching us a lot of shit. That's what's gonna happen. COVID-19, they talked about that in 2015, right? Look at all these zombie apocalypse movies, right? They're teaching. These movies are sending a message, and a lot of people don't be realizing that shit.
It's either robots are gonna take over, bro. Or it's a zombie apocalypse. And I already know how to survive both, bro. So
and I want to teach my kids to always be prepared for anything in this life. Always be prepared for anything. I'm going to teach my son that. I'm going to teach my daughter that. I'm going to teach all my kids that. To always be prepared in life.
Yo, right before we, move on, I just want to say one thing. I feel like also, since we parents, you know what I'm saying, I feel like when our kids get a little bit older, and I wish my parents would have did this, or my grandmother, because she's the one who raised me. I feel like if your kids are planning on making a certain decision, obviously when they get to that age, I feel like they should always come talk to you. Yeah. And obviously, like I said, we should all be honest, and they should also be honest as well. But allow your kids to make that decision. But when they come talk to you, whatever it is that they put, whether
it's having a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever,
break down the pros and the cons and the consequences, bro. Just so they fully understand, like, yo, listen, I know what you about to do, but this is what could happen. I just, whatever it is that you want to do it, but just be safe about it.
It's crazy when you're going to have those uncomfortable conversations with your kids. It's different. Like, because it's one thing, when you got kids, and whether it's you got sons and daughters, the conversations are the same but different. It's like you could tell your son so many different things, and then it's like when you had a conversation with your daughter, though, it's just like it's just different. So I'm ready to have those conversations with her when she get older. I know it's gonna be uncomfortable, but I want her to come to me and talk to me, and I'm gonna lay it out flat for her. As me being her dad, I'm keeping it real. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want her dealing with a guy like, let's just say for instance, like how I was in high school, and I feel like I was that man. Running, I don't want her dealing with nobody like that.
Yeah. So, but as long as, like I was saying,
that's that shit right there, Chris.
My bad, y'all. I know y'all don't smoke. My bad.
You good, man.
Like I was saying, we all want to be established, so we can give our kids the world and stuff like that. Yeah. But as long as you teach them the right thing, if you say it once or if you say it twice, it's gonna follow your child for the rest of their life. When we was young at a certain age, we was young at a certain time, teenager years, and we probably rebelled. But I know every time I stepped out the house, I heard what my mother was saying. So I know our kids is gonna hear what we do.
Yeah. That's
and
a fact.
we gotta think about it like this.
I didn't know
we all are going to make mistakes. It's about life. Life is about making mistakes, and life is about
teach your kids that it's okay to make mistakes. It's
teach
okay.
Your kids.
Learn from them though.
It's okay. It's okay to make mistakes, but I am always here for you. Yeah. No conversation will ever be uncomfortable because I will always be here for you, and I will never judge you. So whatever you want to come to me to talk about, you could probably think it's the worstest thing in the world. I'm always going to be here for you.
That's a fact.
Because if I'm not here, ain't nobody else going to be there for you.
That's a fact. Always make sure you teach your kids, right from wrong.
Don't be scared, nothing. I'm always going to be there for you.
But I also want to get into this topic right here, right? This is a big topic I want to get into. There are people, right, in this generation, it don't matter what generation it was, there are people in this world that would rather lose you than to be honest about how wrong they did you. I think we should let those type of people go. Honestly, we should let those type of people go in this world. Can you imagine somebody rather lose you than to be honest with you about how wrong they did you?
Because it's
imagine that?
Yeah, because it's about them not wanting to take accountability.
Yeah, like, I don't want nobody losing me instead of just coming to me and be honest about what they done wrong to me. Just come and talk to me. I'm one person that's very understanding. You could come and talk to me. I'm so understanding. Like, I do know in this world that we live in, it's things that's going to happen. But in order for you to just sit here and just be like, I'd rather lose him than to sit here and just have a conversation with him or communicate to him that I did something wrong to him. Nah, come and talk to me. Like, make me understand what made you feel like that was okay for you to do that. Like, or whatever it was. But just come and talk to me.
I feel like, right, this is just me in my opinion. I feel like if you rather lose me than us sitting down and have a conversation, it was never real. Because I feel like it was never real because it's just a conversation. Yeah. Things get difficult, whether it's a difficult conversation or it's just a difficult time in our life, in our relationship. But if you can't sit down and have a conversation and just we put things flat out on the table and you taking accountability with things, then it's like, I'm happy that you lost me. Because I was never for you. That's
a fact. But people got to understand in relationships, it is comfortable and healthy to have
those difficult conversations.
Yes. You got to have difficult conversations in a relationship.
Those be the best conversations.
Those be the best conversations to have. When you can have a difficult conversation with your significant other, those are the best conversations to have.
And it feel like it's a relief. It feel like it's something coming up over your shoulder. Like you have a relief because you may thought that it was so serious and you may thought that the other person would take it so harsh and they probably needed that conversation. Y'all probably needed that.
I feel like it honestly opens up a lot between the two of you. A different door. It opens up a lot. Like, oh, you felt that way? Like, because a lot of times it's like this. A lot of people don't know how to voice themselves in a relationship because they don't know if the person's going to take it the wrong way. No, you got to have those type of conversations with your significant other so they can feel how you feel. Like, I'm not going to be sitting here being fake in my relationship. If I'm not happy with you, I'm not going to sit here and be pretending like I'm happy with you. Nah, because that's all that shit is doing is stressing me out, making me look weird. Like, I'm not happy with you. Why I need to sit here and be dealing with you, though?
And I feel like it makes both parties comfortable to be able to talk about anything.
Yeah, because now if I go to you and be like, yo, I'm not happy. You're going to ask me like, oh, why you not happy? Why you not happy? Let's talk. You know, because there are some people out there that be like, yo, let's have a conversation. Let's sit down and talk. Because I'd rather, if I come to you, like I said, if I come to you and be like, I'm not happy, the next thing you're going to do is ask me, why you not happy? What makes you feel like you're not happy? And I'm going to sit here and tell you so far on why I'm not happy. All right, let me help you fix that. If this is gonna make you happy, right, as me being your woman or whatever, I'd rather have my woman say that to me. If this is gonna make you feel happy as me being your woman, right, let's go through with it. Because I'd rather have my woman come to me and tell me certain things too. That's very difficult for me to hear or whatever. But I also want to just have that conversation with you. If you not now say, I don't feel beautiful anymore. I don't feel loved anymore. I don't feel like things between us is changing or things between us is gonna go further in life. Now I want to know, why do you feel like that?
And by you having those difficult conversations, it makes I am in the position to help you and help our whole relationship.
That's a fact. Maybe because
but if you never spoke up, the relationship gets worse because I can't read your mind and you can't read mine.
Yeah, so you gotta speak. You gotta speak in a relationship. That's why it's like we always say, it's communication is key in a relationship. I don't want you to lose me because you did something wrong to me. Nah, don't feel like I'm gonna judge you on that. Oh, you fucked up. All right, cool. You know.
And at the end of the day, we're supposed to be as one.
Yeah.
So we gotta come together. We gotta find common ground in everything.
Yeah, that's a fact. I feel like that too, though. But everybody thinks differently, though. Your man over here.
I'm sitting over here, big
chilling.
I'm chilling right now.
Chilling over here. Got the shades on. Nice day out.
Listen, it's nice out. It's nice out. But one thing I do want to say is that you know, sometimes after like certain shit happens, you know what I mean. One thing I do want to say is like some people would rather lose you, I feel like, simply because you don't know how to communicate. So coming from me, I've never really been big on communication. It's always been really hard for me to be vulnerable and like open up to people. But I'm getting older now, and I feel like I still do think that I should hold certain parts of me back, but unless it's like my partner, I feel like she would have to be the only person that really gets anything from me. You know what I mean? Especially nowadays, because it's like, yo, after certain things happen, you just don't look at people the same, no matter who they are.
That's a fact. You really don't.
You can't.
You can't.
I feel like too much has been done, and it's like the trust factor is out of there. That's why when we went the last episode, I said if somebody cheats on me, I would never go back to them because I'm gonna look at you differently. Whatever we had, I felt like we had at least. Yeah. It's like it's out the window. It was bullcrap.
Yeah.
So I don't look at you the same. Even though time goes on and people grow, we just can't be that.
Yeah.
But that goes back to what we was talking about. I think it was also last episode. You like, how hard would it be for y'all to like really gain somebody's trust? You know what I mean? Because it's just like, I do understand, like, you know, after certain things happen, you don't look at somebody the same. But it's just kind of like, if that person is willing to come, you know what I'm saying, face to face, come talk to you, and really try to work something out with you, I feel like you should give them that respect solely based off the fact that they, you know what I'm saying, they put their pride aside, and they're like admitting to like, yo, you know what I'm saying, yo, I did you wrong, or I did you wrong, you know what I'm saying, but I'm willing to come back, admit what I did, and like I said, put everything out on the table, and willing to, you know what I'm saying, work back to something good, because at one point you got to think about it. Say I did D wrong, right? You know what I'm saying, I did him wrong, but I came back to him and I'm like, yo, D, question, I know what I did was wrong, my brother, you know what I'm saying, so I'm trying to fix it. What can I do? Or how do I make amends, bro? But it's just like,
a lot of people don't even think like that.
They don't, because you could look at me you could look at me two types of ways. You could look at me and be like, nah, nigga, fuck out of here. Fuck, I look like some bum ass nigga.
I can also say, yo, I respect that. At least you came and talked to me and told me,
you know what I'm saying?
You did was wrong.
And being that me and him had a relationship before I did him greasy, it's kind of like he'll give me. I feel like he'll give me the opportunity to really sit there and be like, yo, I did this, that, and the third. This is the reason behind it. But I made a mistake. I'm here, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Let's make amends. I feel like just certain people should respect it.
Yeah, I will look at you and respect that. That you came to me and felt like you had to come talk to me and say, yo, I was wrong for what I did. You acknowledged that you was wrong. And you came to me as a man, but yo, I was wrong for what I did. Yeah. So I would definitely give you another chance. Because like you came to me, like, yo, I did this to you or whatever. My bad, my brother. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at you like, yo, you good, bro. And I'll still give you a 5, a hug, whatever. People make mistakes all the time. You know, that's like me coming to you and saying, yo, I did this. But it goes to a certain extent, right? Now, if you do something to me as far as like trying to go behind my back and try to sleep with my woman or something, then that goes to show I'm looking at you totally different. Now, I can't even fuck with you no more. You know? I gotta love you from a distance. Like, you my brother, I love you now, but I gotta love you from a distance because what you just did to me is proves to me that you'll do anything to me, right? Even if you come to me like, oh, my bad, bro, whatever. All right, cool, granted. But I can't fuck with you like
that. That's not even like a my bad. You can't.
It's like you can't.
I'm not going to be able to bounce back with you on that one because it's like, yo, you did this. You trying to fuck with my lady.
I can't allow you in my home.
I can't have you in my home.
My kid.
I can't trust you because you did this shit to me.
It goes back to trust factor when you do something to people, and for me at least, okay, say it was probably light to you, but you did apologize to me, depending on the situation, because there's levels to everything. Maybe I will hear you out and stuff like that, but most of the time, I love people from a distance because I would never let somebody do it to me again. Sometimes people feel like, all right, I apologize to her and stuff like that, now I'm about to ice skate. Sometimes it's like it's 50-50. You let somebody come back in and you hear them out, they start ice skating.
Yeah.
Nobody's not gonna do that. People take advantage.
Skating on thin ice sometimes. They be thinking they frozen and shit. Like
people be bugging out nowadays.
It's definitely
they be thinking they frozen in Esla. What's her name? Esla, right? That's her name, right? The girl from Frozen, I forgot her name, but they be thinking
I think it is.
It's Elsa, some shit like that. Yeah, but they be thinking they her and shit. But yeah, man, after a while, it depends. Like I said, certain boundaries to how after a certain while, you look at people differently. But it depends on what they did to you for you to look at them a different type of way.
All right, so I just want to ask y'all, so because I've definitely gotten done greasy before. You know what I'm saying? So, and I've never been the type to really like want to get my lick back, bro, because I feel like.
But did you look at her a different way though?
It's not even her. So, I mean.
You looked at the situation differently.
Yeah, I looked at the situation that I was in, like, I looked at it differently because of the sole fact is just like, I brought these people around, you know what I'm saying, a certain person that, I had in my life at the time. And it's kind of just like, so I've definitely gotten done greasy before. I've definitely gotten done greasy.
Put the shit down.
I put the shit down. I'm high right now.
What's so high right now?
Nah, because my train of thought is just going right now.
That girl saying the Drake intro, are you high right now?
I'm high. My thoughts is racing right now. Word. So I've definitely gotten done greasy before, and there's certain group of people that did me greasy. I've definitely looked at them different because it's kind of just like I showed them nothing but love. I showed them nothing but respect, and it's kind of just like I want to know: have you ever been through a life lesson where somebody might have done you wrong? Not even to say like your significant other, but a friend, family member.
Yeah, definitely.
And also, what did it teach you?
I definitely had an experience with my brother Mike. Gonna get mad, but I had a situation with my older brother. Right, we good now. Like I didn't speak to him for about 4 to 5 months because what he did to me, it hurt me. Right, pause. Right, but I had a dog that I paid $2,500 for, and a lot of people know I deal with dogs. I breed dogs. I got great quality dogs, American bullies at that, right? So this dog, her name was Callie. I have her son now, right? And I was living with my mom at the time, and my older brother, you know, was living with us too, but he had his own place somewhere else too as well. But he was working in New York or whatever, right? But long story short, my older brother, he did something to me as far as like he gave my dog away, right? Callie. Remember I told you I paid $2,500 for her in cash. That's my rights to her, whatever. So if I got to give her away, I got to be the one to give her away.
That's a fact.
So what he did was wrong. He didn't give me a chance to say goodbye. He didn't give me the chance to let me know who had my dog. All the way around, violated, right? It's most people out here that would do absolutely all types of shit to a family member. It don't even matter. Yeah. It could be a family member, friend, significant other. If you give something away of somebody that mean a lot to that person, people do all crazy shit. I'm glad I don't have the mindset of killing somebody over some shit like that. I might not fuck with you. It might be a while before I fuck with you. I don't hold grudges, but I was holding those grudges at that time because you gave my dog away. That was my baby. I used to come home from work. First thing I want to do, my dog. You know what I'm saying? She didn't see me all day. First person, a dog is a man's best friend, right? Fact. So if I'm having a fucked up day, my dog might come to me, jump on me like she normally do. I might be in a different mood now, right? So I came over to my mom's house. I had moved away. I had moved out. Actually, no, this was before I moved out. So I was still there, but I was on the verge of moving out my mom's house, right? So I came to my mom's house or whatever, and my dog wasn't there. So I'm like, "Where's my dog?" Right? My mom was like, "Your brother got rid of it." I said, "What you mean he got rid of my dog?" Right? "What you mean he got rid of my dog?" So I'm tight. I'm furious. I call my brother. He at work. "Don't come to this house. I'm tight right now. I'm in fighting mode. Like, this is my older brother. I'm talking to him like a nigga in the street. Like, that shit all out the window. That brother shit, all that shit out the window at that moment, right? So I'm talking to him crazy, cursing him out. "Don't come home. It's a wrap when you get to the crib. Don't come to this crib," right? So now I'm looking for some of his personal shit that he brought that was expensive, whatever. I'm getting rid of that shit. If you could get rid of my $2,500 dog, I'm getting rid of whatever is worth $2,500, maybe more, because you got rid of something that I contribute to and paid for, right? So I'm like, "Yo, don't come home. Don't come over here. None of that shit." I say, "I'm going in the room. I'm giving away your shit. Look, whatever. I don't give a fuck," right? So, you know, of course, he's my older brother. He talking back to me in the way as a man, right? So that was an experience for me where I felt like family, it don't even matter if it's family. They gonna fuck you over, right? Because he did it to me, right? Like I told you, I didn't know where my dog was at. He didn't want to explain to me where my dog was at. He didn't let me say goodbye to my dog. No, nothing, right? What he was trying to do was not even give me a phone number to call the person who had my dog, right? He told me it was a person that came, and guess where my dog was at? In Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My dog lives in Queens, New York. How the fuck that person from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania come and get my dog, and now my dog is living in Pittsburgh, and I can't know who got my dog?
Nah, that's wild.
That's a life experience for me where I felt like, I still think about that shit to this day. I joke about it now, but at that time, I was mad.
Nah, I definitely
I was mad, and then after a while, he told me who had my dog. You know who had my dog? My fucking cousin. So you couldn't tell me who had my dog at that time?
Yo.
My cousin had my dog. He still got my dog to this day. Yo, and that's a life experience that I had to go through, and I ain't looking at my brother the we was living under the same roof, right? Like I said, he got his own, but he worked in New York, so he'll go travel back and forth. Yeah. But we was living together, so it's like he did what he did. I wasn't talking to my brother for like 5 months. He'd come in the crib, try to talk to me. I ain't got nothing to talk. I ain't got something to say to you, brother. Don't talk to me. For 5 months, he was trying to talk to me, trying to hash things out. I don't fuck with you right now. Because what you did was grimy. Even my little brother told him the same shit. That was wrong. You didn't even let him say goodbye or nothing. You just got rid of my dog. To this day, my brother acknowledges it and like, that was his bad. He was wrong for that. Nah. My older brother, he'd tell me, I was wrong for that. I should never did that.
Me being a dog lover, bro, I would understand because I
was tight. There's some people that don't come back from that. Some people will give a person dog away or whatever because they understand.
That's a different type of
connection. What you got with your dog. It's not even just the $2,500 that I paid for her. I had that dog since a puppy. That's my baby. You know what I'm saying? The $2,500 out the window. Of course, that's money. I don't want to say that's out the window, but the love and the connection I had with the dog, it can't be replaced. And then you not trying to tell me who had my dog or nothing, and then you even let me say goodbye to my dog that I paid for.
Just to go through all that, just to find out your cousin has the dog.
Yeah, my cousin had the dog. And how I know my cousin had the dog is because my sister was over there. They had a family gathering. I didn't go. Now, meaning that if I had went, I probably would have took my dog. Yeah. I'm out of here. What kid? I still got my dog's paperwork today. Her ABKC paperwork, her shot records, everything. Under my name, everything. So I really wanted to go the legal way. No matter how long my cousin had the dog for, I can go back and get my dog because it's under my name. But it's cool. I looked over it. Like I said, I don't hold grudges. It's cool. We family, but I gotta love you from a distance. At that time, I was like, I gotta love you from a distance. Me and my older brother, we cool now. We talk every day and shit. You know, I brought up the conversation not too long ago. I mean, the situation that happened not too long ago, we talked about it and shit. It just goes to show that I had a life experience where it was fucked up. Where I didn't look at my brother the same after a while. And that's my older brother.
It's good to know that y'all, you know, that y'all was able to eventually come back.
At the end of the day, you gotta love your people while they still here. Right?
That's a fact.
But like I said, some people can't come back from that shit because a lot of people don't come back from that. Some people not gonna fuck with you no matter who you are, family or not. I'm that type of person. I'm not gonna hold no grudges. God is good. I'm living. It's cool. You did what you did. Cool. I gotta move on. I gotta live my life. And to my brother Kaleem, I love you, man.
Whoever knows me know. My mom has 2 kids, me and my brother. I mean, I have a little brother now, but the age gap is crazy. But my mother raised me, my oldest brother, James, my cousin Tamika, my cousin Tamika, her brother, and when you grow up with people, it's different when you grow up with people because even though she's my aunt, I'm looking at you as my sister, and all of the people that I just brung up, they are much older than me. I am the baby at the time and stuff like that. So when you do something to somebody that's looking up to you and they love you dearly and stuff like that, and like I said, you more than just an aunt to me. You my sister. When you do something to me, it affects me a little bit more than, okay, this is just my niece. You know? A couple, I would say a year or 2 ago, how I found out she was talking about my child. And if you don't know this, if you don't have no kids, for the people out there, you don't speak about nobody's kid.
Never.
Because hands, feet, everything will get broken. You mention my child.
Yeah.
Especially if you lie about it too.
That's a fact.
And the way I found out about it, me and some of my cousins had a disagreement on something, and they mentioned that she was talking about my child. All of them was talking about my child. The people that know me know. I don't bring my kid around nobody. I'm very selective. My son only knows me, his mom, my little brother, and my oldest brother, and that's about it. And his 2 godmothers, but I'm very selective.
Yeah, you don't talk about no white kids.
You don't mention my child, and then when I brought it up to her, she was going over it. So whatever my cousin said was factual. You don't mention people's kids because our relationship is over. Whatever we had, whatever we grew up, because we all grew up in the same house. My mother raised all of us. And I don't know where she get that shit from because, like I said, my mother raised all of us. We ain't got nothing. We ain't family. We ain't shit, to be honest. And that's what I told her. And being that she don't have no kid, this is not an excuse. Maybe you don't fucking know, but I feel like she does know now. Yeah. Bitch, we ain't got shit. We don't have nothing. We ain't nothing. Yeah. And that's about it. You mention my child. You mention anybody's child. They are like, they have the utmost. They have space to do anything, to say anything, to do anything to you. So yeah, my life lesson just really is, I'm not loving nobody from a distance. You mention my kid, we ain't got nothing to talk about.
I respect that.
Bridges is broken and I'm going to see you when I see you. That's about it. That.
I'm not going to lie. I have a couple life lessons, but I'm going to just share one. And it has to deal with my family. So my aunt back 2017, going into 2018, I think, or so around that time, she had kicked me out the crib back in Queens. We kind of argued before I had, obviously left. And this is kind of like, it's kind of deep because my aunt, she was also another one that like kind of raised me along with my grandmother and along with my uncle.
It goes back to say family will do it to you.
Yeah, family will do it to you.
They would do it to you best.
So the argument, it wasn't even supposed to be that serious, but being that like, obviously we still going through grieving, you know what I'm saying? Like grandma just, so I get it. Like times were really hard and, tensions were high and all over the place, emotions and everything. But I went 8 years without talking to one of my best friends. Obviously throughout those 8 years, I was going through a really hard time, you know what I'm saying? And my uncle said it best, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he obviously, this nigga's been taking care of me for a while now. The first time I had interacted with my aunt again, he said it to her too. He's like, yo, he's lucky to be alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what this kid's been through like last 8 years. So it taught me a really big life lesson that sometimes all you need is family just to get back to yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Just to be back grounded.
Yeah.
My aunt didn't even recognize me, my nigga.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Nah, it's cool because when she looked at me and she realized it was me, bro, she gave me the biggest hug, bro. And I was talking so much shit before I seen her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I don't fuck with her. I don't want to say nothing. I don't have nothing to say. But when I looked at her, bro, and I'm like, yo,
You kind of missed her too at the same
bro,
time.
that whole 8 years, bro, and all I just needed was a hug, bro.
That's all. Sometimes I feel like that's all we need. Sometimes a hug, man, because you never know. A hug goes a long way, man. 'Cause
Bro, it was something I needed.
Yeah, just to have a hug, somebody hug you, or just to hear words like "I'm proud of you."
Like you all right.
Yeah, like when you hear words like "I'm proud of you," "I appreciate you," and just give you that hug, it's just a different feeling. Like it's like everything that was on that you was carrying, it just go. Like
Bro,
I needed that.
Everything. I'm not gonna lie. From that moment, like everything just felt so much different.
Yeah,
and it's kind of just like I have my best friend back.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'm
what I'm
happy
saying?
that you know.
And she even told me, she's like, yo, I never stopped loving you, bro. And you know what I mean? Like, and I was just like, yo, I didn't stop loving you either, because it's like, bro, you still my family, you still my blood. And I understand we went through something, but I even told her, like, I'm not the same person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been through so much shit, and I've learned so much throughout these last fucking 8 years of my life, bro. I'm just back to being me, bro.
That's what's up, man. I'm proud of y'all for
Being
reconciling
able to rekindle.
and rekindling with each other. That's amazing.
That shit told me. That shit told me.
That's God. He brought y'all back together. You know, but I feel like we talked about a lot here today.
Yeah.
I appreciate your story. I appreciate your story. I'm glad we all came to the conclusions. Like we learned life lessons. But yeah, man, it's your boy D Thing on the Sofa Podcast.
Yes, sir. It's your boy Chris.
And it's your girl Ella Dom.
We out.